Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of Late Entry. It's your host, Double Dose, joined here by Nolan, who we're gonna talk about in a few minutes why he's got the L on his forehead. But I want to give a quick shout out. His birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday to Nolan.
Thanks, Spence.
Birthday, Nolan.
Thank you. Just turned 22.
Hell yeah.
But it's no longer your birthday, and you've got some punishment stuff coming up that we're going to get into in a second. Also joined by Kyle.
Greetings, my Americans.
All right. So we're recording this me coming back fresh off of a Cubs game, and I just want to say three things. One, in this household, Dansby Swanson is an American hero. Forever. I was talking to Lex at his, I think, first or second at bat. I was like, man, this guy can really play ball. And like 1 minute later, he hits a home run.
Damn.
I was yeah. He had a good-ass game tonight.
That's awesome. They won 10-6, right?
I thought it was 8. Was it 10? I thought I saw 10 somewhere else too, but I only thought I remembered it being 8. Maybe I'm tripping.
High-scoring game. That's exciting to be at.
I think they scored in the 8th or the 9th or something. The 8th, and made it 10. But
you might be. Nope, it is. It was 10-6. Yep. It was a pretty fun game. It was close for the while, and then they took the lead at the end of the 8th. So that was cool. It's funny that like you're going in and there's people like selling like drinks and like snacks outside the venue or outside the stadium, and it's like reminded me of like the modern day like the people that used to stand outside like in like medieval times, and they were like yelling like about doomsday and shit like that. Like the end is coming, repent and shit like that. This dude was like, buy your stuff outside. If you wait till you get inside, you will never financially recover. I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's dark. But he was right, dog.
like, bro, I can afford a $90 windbreaker. It's all right. I'll be okay.
Dog, I bought 2 fucking beers, one for Lex and one for me. That shit was $37. So
$37. I was about to ask you how much beer's running in there.
He had a
Wrigley
point.
Field, what you doing?
It was $2 extra for like the commemorative cup. So I was like, $2, might as well do that. But still, if you take $4 fucking dollars out of that, it's still what, $33? Doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's a very expensive beer.
They were hoeing you on that, right? For some Bud Light. For some Bud Light, I was
They better have been tall boys.
Another thing too, no, it was just regular one beer. Or it was draft.
Wow.
Yeah.
Probably a 16-ouncer.
But yeah, I was disgusted. And then the other thing, and I wanted Buck to be here for this, but unfortunately we don't have her tonight. I saw this happen, and I guess it started at Wrigley Field. I'm curious if you guys have heard of this before. One of the away players, so it was the Rangers they were playing, threw a ball up into the stands, and somebody caught it, and everyone started chanting, throw it back, until he literally threw the ball back onto the ground. Have you guys heard of that before?
Was that just like a warm-up ball? I know that's a thing with opposite teams hitting home runs, but was that just like him warming up before the inning?
Yes.
Huh, that's pretty interesting.
And when Lex looked it up, that's what it said. It was about other teams hitting home runs.
Yeah.
I want you guys' opinions on this, because maybe I'm tripping and I'm not familiar enough with baseball to think about, like, to know this. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm taking that bitch home with me. It's a commemorative ball. What? This came from the game. If it was a home run, it's even cooler. I don't care if it's the opposite team, bro. Like, they had a home run, I got the ball. What? I'm taking this bitch home with me. Am I tripping? Is that bad juju?
No, I'm pretty sure that it's still at my parents' house. There's an old baseball from a Kansas City Royal that hit a foul ball. I don't even know who the hell he was, but I kept that ball. I mean, the ball comes in the stands. You happen to grab it. You keep that ball. That's exciting as hell.
If everyone is chanting at you, throw it back. Are you succumbing to the pressure?
I'm not. Maybe for a home run ball.
If I was like 9 or 10 and it's a crowd of people, yeah. But at this age, no. I mean, I'm like,
yeah, that's exactly
up
what I
my
was thinking.
ass.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Right in my pocket.
Yep, I would get up and bow to them and put that bitch inside. And
Yeah.
go about my day. Okay, I was curious about that because
Who do the Cubs play tonight?
Rangers.
That's right. That's right. You go get a Rangers hat and just put it on and be like, I'm a Rangers fan.
I ain't doing all that now. Fuck
I'm
that.
just kidding. All right, you're brand new to baseball. Don't. I mean, you gotta find your allegiance somewhere. I'll take it.
I'm a Cubs fan, dog. All the games I've been to have been Cubs games.
Yeah. All right.
That's a nice
became
field
fan
to
of
go
baseball,
to.
though. It's
Not this season.
all right.
It's been ongoing the last few seasons.
I'm sorry. I'll stop hating.
It's all right, dog. We can compare the Tigers season to the Cubs season at the end of the year.
We can. And then I'll call you a traitor, and it'll be fun.
I've never been to a Tigers game. I've never watched the Tigers or anything like that. I didn't get into baseball for real until I moved out here. So I have no allegiance to the Tigers. Like if they were to make a deep playoff run, I'd be happy. I'd be excited because it's Michigan, but I'm not following them.
You picked a side.
What'd you say?
No, I said it's good that you picked a side and that you're not riding both teams.
Yeah. You drew that line in the sand. That's a good thing. I'd rather that than you be like, oh, I want them both to win this World Series.
Okay, so enough about that though. Let's get into why Nolan is wearing the L on his head. So as of what, yesterday, March Madness is officially over. Holy shit, Florida Gators are the champions. And if you guys remember, we started like a little bet with the four of us in our bracket. Whoever finished the lowest was going to have to wear an L the entire episode, and then at the end of this episode, Nolan is going to have to take a shot of hot sauce. So we've got that ready to go. I'm excited to see this. But for a quick recap of how the four of us finished, we had Nolan at the bottom of us. Actually finished last of the 12 of everyone inside the thing.
Thank you, Nolan.
Total of 660 points. We had Kyle finish third out of the four of us with 810 points. Buck,
what place was that overall?
it was 8th overall out of 12.
Damn.
We had Buck finish one above you at 7 overall, second amongst the four of us. She had 1,060 points. And then I finished 4th overall, top of the four of us, at 1,130 points. And if Houston, and we'll talk about this in a second, if Houston hadn't fucked it up, I would have won the whole bracket, actually. But before we get into the championship game, we're going to talk about Duke's collapse in order to even get Houston there. So, Nolan, you want to take over?
Yeah, so Duke was riding I was riding pretty high on them this year, especially ever since Michigan State got knocked out of the tournament. I thought that they were the best team in March Madness by a wide margin. Obviously, they proved it for the first 36 minutes of the game or so, and ended up blowing that lead pretty late and ended up giving up the game to Houston. It's sad to not see Cooper Flagg in the championship. He draws a lot of eyes to the game. It's going to be really cool to see him play at the next level. But yeah, it was a historical choke job that really didn't see coming. It was pretty impressive what Houston was able to pull off there on, what was that, Saturday?
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
It definitely looked like the game was completely over with, and then they could not inbound the ball. It was crazy. And then, yeah, the last possession Duke had was tough because it's like, on one hand, you want to get the ball to your best player, Cooper Flagg, let him try to take the shot, but at the same time, everyone knows he's taking the shot. So, they were playing pretty good defense on him. It was, yeah, a pretty huge collapse, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, you said you could have taken first if Houston would have won. I would have taken first if Duke would have won, and then obviously in turn beat Florida. So that was heartbreak for me on Saturday, finding out that they'd blown that lead. I wasn't watching the game. I was just tuning in and watched the highlights later. But the choke job was very real, especially for a team that played so disciplined all season.
Yeah.
They locked down leads, held leads almost all year, and it sucked. It sucked to see. I mean, yeah, but like you guys said, it's or like Nolan just said, what Cooper Flag is going to do at the next level will be exciting. And I saw one dude say, "Oh, he'll stay now that they lost." Somebody
Yeah,
on
right.
YouTube. I'm like, yeah, right. No, he's not
You don't
passing up
pass up
that.
NBA money,
You don't
man.
pass up first overall NBA money
Yeah.
for risk of an injury and an NCAA championship. I don't care what the NIL deal is. You're not touching the signing bonus of number one overall, which of course he's going to go. So, um, yeah, I mean, great season for him. Great season for Duke. I, of course, picked them to win it all and thought, like Nolan, that they were the best team in the tournament and
I mean,
they
they were blowing teams out
deserved
the
to
whole
win it.
way.
But they were. They were. I mean, but you got to win. You got to win against who's in front of you, and they just couldn't do it in the last 5 minutes against Houston. So
Yeah. And then from one collapse to the other, so the team that came through to beat them, Houston, literally then turns around in the championship game and then does the exact same thing. It's crazy. I feel like this, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like this season has been like, or this postseason has been whatever team gets out to a big lead loses. And it seems like the same way that you got there is the same way that you lose. So like Arkansas, Texas Tech, Houston. I'm not sure if there's. I think there's a few other teams that I'm forgetting the names of, but all of them, like literally, the game that they lost, the game they blew a lead, and the game previous they were the team that came back. So it was crazy that happened with all of them. It was like, we're down by like 10, 15, and we somehow came through and win this out, and then turn around the next game and blow it the exact same way. And that's what Houston did to lose the championship to Florida.
Yeah, and that's just kind of how basketball works, especially at that level. It's a huge game of who's hot, who's not. If you can shut down one player for even 5 minutes, I mean, that's really going to prove helpful for the squad.
Yeah.
and I'll even say that does even lead into the NBA. And not, I mean, we obviously aren't touching on this for long, but the Pistons game last night, Cade came out of the game. They were up by 8 or 9 or something like that. And Schroeder's on top of running the offense. The lead is gone just like that. It's just like things like that just happen in the NBA like that fast as well. It's a fast-paced game, especially with how people are practicing their long distance shots so much more now, and they're so much better with touch nowadays. I mean, you leave somebody wide open behind the line. I mean, the chances of it going in are a lot higher these days. So that adds another layer to the game. But yeah, it's we're at an interesting place with basketball. I really think that.
Yeah. I mean, all sports I would say are about like the momentum. I know, like Shannon Sharp has talked before about like football, like how much space can we put between you and us while we have the momentum before it shifts.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how you see comebacks in any sport. But it's crazy. It's crazy.
But I think just the 3-point shot being so much more utilized now in those last 2 minutes, like going from 8 to a 2-point deficit within 9 seconds of game time. That wouldn't have happened, back then.
Absolutely.
In the 90s.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you see more comebacks in basketball because of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy that Houston, like we talked about, the discipline to lock Duke down at the end of the game and then to turn around against Florida and to have the exact opposite happen to them where they could not score. I think their final 3 or 4 possessions they turned the ball over, and then the last possession they had was just absolutely brutal. You've got to get a shot up. The ball can't go in if you don't even let it go, and that was so bad.
Yeah, and they were only down by 2. They definitely didn't have to be looking for a 3 there at the end. Obviously going for the storybook ending, but they could have taken it to the hole, tried to draw a foul, get a layup. I mean,
and
it wasn't a very high scoring game, so
The
They really could have fought.
the issue there, I think, was they couldn't get into the lane in those last few minutes. They couldn't get past the perimeter. Every time they tried, they were like, was it 3 out of 4? You just said
I think
turnovers.
it was either the final 3 or the final 4.
So yeah, I remember watching it and being like, oh my gosh, they can't even keep the ball. Like they would try to get it inside, but they were forcing it. And I think that's something that even they slowed down in the timeout at like the 2-minute mark that their coach was saying was just like slow down, let the play come to you, let the guy get to his spot and then throw it. Don't just force the throw in there. And they didn't listen and it didn't pay off.
It was bad. It was bad. But still, I mean, I forgot the player's name that had the ball at the end. He's gonna, I'm sure, be having some sleepless nights moving forward.
God.
The fact, and then the I don't want to say low IQ of the players, but the fact that no one realized fast enough, like, he can't touch the ball. Like, we knew it, the announcers knew it, but it took the other players there a second to realize. And props to him for immediately boxing out the guy who's behind. But I mean,
right.
To have that be how the shit ends in the championship game on your final possession is just brutal.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly way to end the season, especially on the national stage like that.
Absolutely. To close out March Madness, quick shout out Paige Beckers and UConn, champions. Paige Beckers has had such a hard path of like being, that girl to then an injury setback to put her out for a while, then coming back, got eliminated last year in the playoffs, and now a champion before she goes to the W. So huge congratulations to them. Looking forward to see what she does.
Big shout out to Paige.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into some NBA stuff. So we talked about last week Ja Morant and the gun celebrations and getting fined. He's got to be the goofiest, arguably dumbest, but funniest motherfucker to ever exist, dog. So if you haven't seen this already by now, please go to YouTube or Twitter or wherever you'll find this video and search for Ja. And look at the celebration he does tonight. He hits a 3-pointer and bites the pin off a grenade and tosses it into the crowd. What goes through your head to do that, especially right off of the suspension for a gun celebration? It's both. It's the duality. It's fucking hilarious. But also, you of all people, why would you... He's testing the NBA. He's like, okay, no guns. It wasn't a gun. It was a grenade. And not of the player, but into the crowd.
Yeah, and that whole celebration just kind of reminded me of that tweet that I had sent in the group chat this weekend about him firing the cannon and mimicking the cries of the ship that's sinking. I thought that kind of really lined up with that and just made it 10 times funnier.
That shit was crazy. Other huge breaking news. The Denver Nuggets fired their head coach, Mike Malone, which is inexplicable to me. Maybe someone else has some better insight into why they would do this. They're currently the 4th seed in the West. It's 3 games before the playoffs. He's a championship coach from 2 years ago. I don't understand why they would do that. And I know that they've been have lost some games too, especially while Jokic is going crazy. They also fired their GM too, so they cleaned house. Mm-hmm. Why not wait until after the playoffs? I don't understand that. Who are you going to bring in right now that's going to take them on a deeper playoff push than Mike Malone? I would say let them get through the playoffs, have them on the hot seat. Hey, you know what I mean? Like, depending on how this playoff run goes, this is your job. And then let him see what he can do with that. I mean, I think that 2 years removed from winning a championship is crazy anyways. I know it happened to Budenholzer in Milwaukee. I think he got out 2 years after winning a chip. But that's such a short leash that buying or getting a chip doesn't even get you guaranteed, to make it through 2 years is nuts. And I just don't understand what they hope to accomplish in the playoffs now without having him. Like, I don't see who they're going to bring in that's going to make this better. You guys?
Yeah, it sounds like the entire team was just broken from the inside out. I'm guessing that's why they had made the choice to get rid of him. Just kind of sounds like nobody was on the same page. Some players got preferential treatment that others didn't like, and it was just that whole rigmarole of dumb shit going on that, the fans don't really see on a day-to-day basis.
I mean, I don't know. It's crazy because Russell Westbrook was trending today because of it. People were blaming Russ for him getting fired. But it's crazy. I mean, like Jokic had like what 61 a few nights ago. Russ blows the final two things, and then like if you win games like that, then maybe he's still coaching. But it's also not his fault that Russ misses a layup. That Russ fouls someone on the closeout.
I would almost doubt that it's a single game reason for him being fired. I think it really is just stems back to how the locker room's getting together and all that stuff. So, really interesting move, and totally did not see it coming, and probably shouldn't have happened either.
Absolutely,
I agree. It definitely shouldn't have happened. Something I completely forgot about until a minute ago was they also fired the GM.
Yeah,
Calvin Booth. Did you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, you did. So they are, completely going into a rebuild here, and it not in the coaching department. Obviously, they have great players, but something that Malone said before he left or got fired was, and I quote, "Nobody watches film, so we're gonna have to show them the film post the Portland loss." If you just won a championship with your guys 2 years ago and nobody's watching film on their own time, that tells me that your players are complacent. Is that the coach's Is that the coach's fault? Is that the players' fault? Is that a mix of both? It probably is a mix of both. But
can I ask you a question real quick? I thought that
sure,
because I read the same quote earlier. I thought that there was a piece missing from what you said. I thought where he said everyone's going to think the coach is tripping. No one watches film. I thought he was talking about critics talking about the team, that no one watches film and they're going to think it's the coach's fault.
No, the way he said it was that he was talking about the message he delivered in the locker room prior to that press conference, and he said he delivered a hard message. It wasn't a kind message to the players. And this part I'm paraphrasing, obviously, I'm not quoting. But he said that the players that aren't gonna that don't give a shit are gonna say coach is tripping, and the players that care and want to be here and want to be a part of what we're building are gonna say, shoot, I don't recall exactly.
They need to lock in.
But yes, that's right. They needed to lock in.
Okay.
And they were gonna pass that message. So that's what he said, and then he said, and nobody watches film, so we're going to have to show them, and nobody watches minutes, is how he started it. They don't watch their minutes back. And then he's like, nobody watches film. He kind of like snapped. Like you could tell he was fed up. So my thing, David Adelman, their assistant coach, is going to be their interim head coach. It feels to me like the players wanted to move to the assistant, almost kind of like in my head I think of it as like a classic Showtime, like moving to Pat Riley kind of deal, like Magic and Kareem were kind of like, yo, I like the plays he's writing up a lot better than our head coach right now, and then Pat Riley led them to 3-4 national championship or world championships. So not saying David Adelman. That's not my hot take of the week, everybody. All right. But I'm not saying he's running them to 4 championships or anything. But I kind of feel like this was a player decision. Okay. Or a player-influenced decision. Team-influenced decision.
That's just crazy for me to think about 3 games before the playoffs start. Like, there's no time to build any chemistry with this guy. It's going to potentially look like... And I saw people talking about this, like... The whole NBA is just fucking fried right now. The Luka trade broke everybody's brains. People are making so many decisions that don't seem to make any sense. I know the Grizzlies fired their head coach like a week or 2 ago.
Right.
And I know that more Grizzlies people were like justifying that. Like I saw a lot of people saying like, all right, he had to go. But it's just crazy for me to think about like you're going into the playoffs without like the person steering your ship. And I just think that's going to... I think we'll see exactly how far they're able to go. Like, maybe we'll all wind up being wrong, but I think that it's definitely opening the door for my boys to make a nice little run in here. Grizzlies don't have a head coach. Nuggets don't have a head coach. We've got the rest of this. We're going to see. And we're going to talk about the Lakers in a second, but
I really want to see. I want to see a GoPro clip surface of Jokic on a horse on a mountainside. Like, I don't give a shit. Firing.
Hey, that's a wild thing for you to just be doing on camera.
Yo, you're the one that has the rights to that. Blur my face out.
Nah,
I do that.
I'm clipping that. I'm taking the audio out, and I'm playing a wild song in the background. That's going on TikTok, big dog.
You're going to find the YouTube short of that one.
I'll take it. Hey, whatever gets us out. This is a good time to tell you guys. Like and subscribe down below.
If you want to keep seeing Kyle ride Invisible Dick.
If you want to see me ride horses with Jokic.
So, in other playoff news, Suns officially eliminated from the playoffs. What a huge disappointment they've been. Kevin Durant, Booker, Bradley Beal, and out of the playoffs already. It's crazy.
It's nasty work.
It is. It really is. And people have been talking for the last month at least about how the Suns are expected to move Kevin Durant. Obviously, they already knew it was over with, and I don't know. It's crazy what we've. And I do not want to make this a derail segment into getting back into this, but it's so crazy that we've talked so much about big threes and who makes up a big three. That's one of the only legitimate stars that make up a big three. Is those three players, and they did not even make the playoffs. So that's nuts. One more thing, basketball related. Lakers took their belt off against the Thunder on Sunday, beat them by almost 30 points. So everyone was talking about, could the Lakers, beat the Thunder? Could they not? I don't know.
They proved they could.
I don't know, man. It's looking quite good for us. The Thunder, we just took down. Like I said, the Grizzlies don't have a head coach. The Nuggets don't have a head coach. I'm not scared of the Rockets. I know what happens when LeBron sees Dillon Brooks. I'm feeling pretty good. Kyle, you tried to do a little Shannon Sharp last week. I'm not sure how this shit's done. Are you ready? Pick and roll, steamroll, behind the back or behind. Oh, fuck! I fucked it up now too. Damn it!
You hyped yourself up too much. Nobody's Shannon, man. Nobody's Uncle Shay Shay.
Hey, look. Let me hit it one more time, right?
Hey, take two. Wait, hold on. Take two. And action.
Pick and roll, steamroll. We gonna have honey on a dinner roll. The Lakers are 5.
You got dude, Hawaiian roll.
Hawaiian roll. Hey, you never had honey on a dinner roll? That shit is fire.
Honey on a dinner roll is fire. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it is.
Now with Mike Malone being fired and the GM being fired, they're talking about the potential of them blowing the Nuggets up, and the Lakers get everybody that they want always.
That's always the fucking move.
And Luka and Jokic are really good friends. Imagine, dog. I ain't gonna say it makes any sense to happen, but imagine Luka and Jokic on the Lakers.
That would be an unreal combination. I already know how much Jokic hates the media attention. I can only imagine how much he would loathe the media if he were playing in LA.
I would love it just so that I could fucking rub you guys' faces in it. Kyle looks disgusted.
I'm mad at the thought of that. I'm so mad at the thought of that. It would be so fun to watch, but I'm so pissed about thinking about that. Especially if LeBron's still on the team when it happens, in that. There's your big three, and oh, dude.
Nah, LeBron will probably be out.
You'd have a big four, and then they'd just start Bronny just for fun. They'd just be like, why the hell not? Let's make it fair and start Bronny.
Hey, look, bro, it's going to be big three, Austin Reeves, Luka, and Jokic. JJ Redick is coach. That's going to be the all-white fucking threat. Austin Connect is starting at that point.
Oh my god, that would be just disgusting. I really hope that doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure Jokic is on a pretty big deal too. I think it'd be hard for them to balance those kinds of contracts.
That's going to be the Los Angeles Clan. All right, so
All right, hold on. All
yep.
right.
You gonna try it again?
Bronny. Nope. Bronny and Luca. Stafford and Puka. Frick, I can't think of a third one. Dang it, I was so close.
You had Otani
Here's
and
them five.
Otani and Betts.
But it doesn't rhyme with Uka.
With Uka.
I had to get more Uka.
That's true.
So you're trying to say
We're
something
good.
along like Jokic and Luka?
I was getting
Stafford and Puka. I'm smoking a hookah. Lakers are 5.
Thank you. We got there.
Oh God.
All right. So
that was perfect. Oh shit.
Something that's been kind of going on for like a trend for the last few years that just got re-brought up again was a basketball player having an incredible performance for a night and then finding out that there's a certain celebrity in attendance. So I know this just happened recently with Suni Lee, was just in attendance, and I forgot which player it was, popped off. But basically, I think this whole thing started with Jordan Poole a few years back. And so what I want to ask you guys is, if you were a basketball player, what celebrity would be in attendance to give you your Jordan Poole game?
I'll let Kyle run with this one first.
All right, first off, Miranda, I love you so much. We both have to.
For the record,
we both have to respect this queen here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For the record, Kyle and I are both in long-term relationships. This is a hypothetical for content.
However, if Riri was in the audience, dude, I'm balling.
Rihanna?
I am pulling up from the letters, and I am swooshing that shit. I used to practice that shit in church basketball. I got that. It's still in there. I would pull everything out of the hat if Rihanna was in the stands. I don't care if ASAP is sitting right next to her. I'm still hooping.
That's hilarious because I swear KD has said that about Rihanna being in the crowd before.
For real? That's funny.
I think you might be right. I think I did hear that now that you said that. Shout out my favorite shooter ever.
Nolan?
Yeah, your favorite shooter is also out of the playoffs.
Ooh,
but
tell him.
I respect
most winningest Olympian ever. Shut the fuck up.
That's because he can only win when he teams up.
he's on the God squad.
Right, exactly. And having two other superstars isn't enough. He needs the whole country.
I ain't gonna defend that. You're right.
So I would be going off if Jennifer Aniston were sitting courtside.
Really?
I think,
okay.
Yeah, even at her ripe age of, I don't know, she's in her 50s now, but I still ripe. she's still one of those ones that just is always going to be on the top of my head, and I would definitely be showing out, making some really dumb passes behind the back and shit like that, but you just know they're going to work because that's just how the Jordan Poole rule, that's how it works.
Hey, that's good. We should coin that, the Jordan Poole rule.
Jordan Poole rule. So we'll call this segment
the Jordan Poole rule. So Jennifer Aniston, okay.
Spence, who are you thinking of?
So look, I was thinking at first, I was like,
wait, Lexi's listening, right?
I was just thinking, like, damn, this would be crazy if, like, you set this whole thing up and then you fucking bomb out. But then I was remembering my old glory days of being in college playing beer pong, and your boy could show out when it was time. So I'm thinking to bring me back to those glory days. At first, I was gonna say Dua Lipa, but
okay.
I thought of a significantly better answer than that. Hillary Duff. Have y'all seen Hillary Duff in the last few years?
That's a throwback. I like that.
I'll play blindfolded. They're never gonna see something like this before.
That's a hot pick right there. That's a sleeper pick right there.
Have you seen a picture of Hillary Duff in the last few years?
Yeah.
I have. She's stunning.
Yeah, I've seen clips of her podcast and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, she'd be healthy. She's a healthy lady.
Hashtag good milk.
The crazy part is this was totally TMZ reported. I saw this at my grandma's house in high school. She got a breast reduction before her pregnancy because she was worried about like back pain post pregnancy. So this is all like post baby boobies that you're talking about. That's what you just suggested.
Hey.
You guys are taking this in a direction.
All right, y'all. That's been my time. It's been another late entry. I'll see y'all.
Hey, look. Breast reduction. We got some suction. Spence at 5.
Oh my god.
All right.
You got some pity jokes up in that head.
Enough delaying. Nolan, it is time to fulfill your end of the bargain. You may remove your L. Show us the bottle.
I got a nice bottle of Valentina.
Okay. Wait, does that say salsa?
It's Mexican hot sauce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's liquid.
Give me a good shake weight.
Now,
I want a good shake weight, you know?
You want to hit him with
You don't get that for free.
Now, audience, apparently Nolan does not own a shot glass. So we've got a fucking medicine
a house
cup.
full of drinkers, too.
Oh, my goodness. Fill that boy up.
What, you don't think that's enough right
That's
there?
not a shot.
That's close to 2 ounces. Is there an ounce?
Nah.
Yeah, there's milliliters on the side.
Take that to the line. Take that to the line.
Bro, that's so much sauce.
You're the one who doesn't have a shot glass. We got an estimate.
That should be good. Let's. I'm good with that. I think we should all be good with that. That is a lot of hot sauce.
All right, Nolan.
Hey, let it rip, Nolan.
This is for Michigan State getting knocked out in the Elite Eight, for Duke losing in the Final Four, for not picking Houston, for not picking Florida.
In your Final Fours. In your Final Fours.
Don't forget picking VCU.
Yeah, and also the VCU in the Sweet 16 and whoever the hell I picked in the Elite Eight, they got knocked out in the first round. So, to a bad year of, I guess, losing in March Madness, which I don't usually do.
I should have brought a gallon of milk down
It
to
looks so
Passover. Oh, man.
Oh, God. That was absolutely disgusting.
Show us the inside of the cup. Is it gone?
Oh, there's still a little bit in there. That
Get that
it
gone.
didn't make it out.
Get that gone.
Yeah, give me that Jello shot tongue
good.
action. Give me that.
Yeah, get that tongue in there, Nolan. Oh,
That's as good as it can get. Oh, that shit is pretty thick.
Game right. Hey. Pause.
I'm gonna be feeling that in like 3 hours.
man's
Double
gonna have
pause.
crazy heartburn.
Yeah, it was pretty disgusting. Oh my god. And now we still have a couple topics to get through here. You guys can listen to me suffer through those.
I respect the water, not the milk game. I really thought you would rock a glass of milk.
Well, it's not that hot.
Oh, hey. Oh, so you want a second shot? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. I've got a pretty good tolerance for hot. That was absolutely disgusting.
Shit. I'm
Oh
just
my
so
God.
glad that you lost and I didn't, because I would have been doing Frank's and pissing my pants. So Spencer's probably mad because he would have got more views out of it. But.
It would have been a lot
my
more views.
God.
Dude, you are totally chill right now already. It looks like. Oh
No, you can see his
on.
eyes.
Yeah.
I
see a
just
little discomfort.
I feel it just going down. It's hitting my stomach pretty
But you're
soon.
doing a very good job.
Oh,
Now that was
thank
something
God.
Miranda was talking about with me. Was like, you need to be careful if you're gonna do that because your bowels will be messed up for the next 24 hours. She was like lecturing me on if I had to take the shot. Like, I'll give you a juice cleanser in the morning.
Oh no. Damn, I feel like you can slowly see the light just going out in Nolan's eyes.
I'm definitely going to be feeling it at work in the morning. It's going to be disgusting. I'm going to be skipping any coffee.
Hey, happy
Bro,
birthday, buddy.
Take some. Yeah.
Oh,
You took that
Brother
shit as a
doesn't-
champion.
Doesn't remember losing $100 last night, but he'll remember taking this shot.
yeah, that's something we'll have to dive into later. Drinking and hitting the casino.
Oh my god. All right, so final two topics for the night. We're going to give y'all some funny posts to close out with, as always. But before that, this Sunday, The Last of Us returns after a several-year hiatus. I think it's going to be the three of us. I know Nolan hasn't seen the first season yet, so he's talking about potentially
No, it's The
catching up.
Last of Us. It's The Last of Us, not the three of us. Sorry. All right, dad joke of the night. All right, I'm out.
So, this man is dying.
No,
My nose is running now.
All right, so The Last of Us
Sorry.
is coming back this Sunday. We're going to do some short little reaction, I guess, recaps after it comes on. So every Sunday night, as for right now, I think it's just Kyle and me locked in. We'll see if Nolan's able to catch up with it and hop on with us as well. But we're going to drop a little, maybe like 10, 15 minute, us just talking through the episode every night. Not as a full episode for of late entry, but a
I
little
just see him
little
shaking
side
his
mission
head
of it.
now. He's like, I'm sorry. Yes, we will be on Sunday nights post Last of Us.
Yes. So stop in, I guess, Monday morning if you want to take a look and see what we got to say about it. With that being said, we're going to talk about if there was a zombie apocalypse, what our individual, I guess, plans are for that. So Kyle, kick it off.
All right, so I'm hitting up my neighbor across the street. He and I are homies. We're figuring out how much ammo he and I each have, how many guns he and I each have, what our arsenal is. We're boarding up windows. We're talking about our expendable goods, figuring out what friends of mine I can either get here or try to communicate with before the cell towers go down about getting walkies to. I know I have a friend about 8-minute drive away right now. Of course, if it was a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, did Kyle just freeze for you?
Yep.
Okay, so Kyle's internet just cut out a second ago, right, ironically, as he said, right as the cell towers go out. So,
What up, though?
take us back through what you were saying, what you would do before the cell towers cut out?
So basically, yeah. So I figure out my arsenal. I already know my homie who lives 8 minutes up the road's arsenal. I figure out my neighbor across the street, what he's got, what we can all trade, what we can all get with our expendable foods. We board up our windows, except for obviously the tactical positions, and we keep an eye on each other. Actually, I know the neighbor behind me very well. I'm not sure he's got guns, but I would hope so. And I think we'd be all right over here. You know, I think we'd make the connections. We'd figure out how to get walkie-talkies to each other. And the issue to me right now in my head when you posed that question to us was I don't have a ton of canned food. I was like, I need to stock up on canned food for if something like this were to happen. Because that's the one thing I think I'm slacking on in my house. Other than that, I'd hunker the hell down and wait and see for my next move.
Let me ask you a question. When you say that, like, you guys would, I got two questions for you real quick. I'll kick it to you, Nolan. When you was talking about you guys would all kind of work together, would you do, like, all move into one house? Or are you just going to all stay in your own property?
So specifically for my neighbors up close, I would try to convince my friend that lives 8 minutes away. I would try to convince him to come here, because I know the people in front of me and the people behind me, and so it would be like a all right, we got this like little block where we're going to be in communication through walkie. If he didn't want to leave, I'd stay in communication. I'd find a way to get, there's just, I know that friend would need to communicate with me, and I would need to communicate with him. And I know he's listening to this pod right now too, so he knows who he is. But we would definitely make sure we got in contact if that were to happen.
Are you not concerned at all with like the neighbors, like when food gets tight?
That's what I was about to say. Are you taking anybody out right away?
It would be a trade it would be an even trade thing. And so that would be my concern personally, would be food. I wouldn't really want to I don't know. It would be tough. Like I would want to be only trading like ammo that each other needed, like arsenal. Like when it comes to food, you got to make your own grocery store run, or you got to be stocked up ahead of time. That's on you. And if you need it that bad, then you got to pay a very high premium, because food is going to become crypto at that point. It's Bitcoin, it's 53,000 to the dollar.
You're going to have to turn your yard into a farm.
Yeah, 100%. I got half an acre. We're good.
Okay.
As long as the zombos aren't fucking trampling on it.
My second question to you was, are you not concerned at all about like the walkie-talkies, and you've got these going, and then like if the zombies pull up and you're in a bad situation, all of a sudden someone starts talking on the walkie and then they hear it?
Somewhat. I mean, that's the part of hunkering down, is at that point at the point that we're communicating, we've already like boarded up. Like if they do hear sound, like we're all on post. Like we've already probably gotten 2 raids in at the Walmart up the road. Like
okay. Nolan, what about you?
So I would be getting the fuck away from people in cities. I would not be staying around. I would get in my truck, head straight up north to one of my buddy's cabins. I know he's already loaded up with guns. I know he's got plenty of land for farming and all that stuff, so you'd be able to live with some food. My biggest thing would be to try and have a ton of solar regenerative for batteries and such, walkie-talkies like Kyle had mentioned, but definitely heading up away from people, and hopefully to an area where there's not going to be anybody coming around.
Okay. I stole my idea from Fear the Walking Dead. Basically what I'm thinking about is, you guys know I'm in Chicago.
Original.
I'm in Chicago. What I'm thinking about is taking over a very tall building here. We're going to use the roof to grow crops, and we're just going to board up the bottom of it, and then all the different floors we'll be able to do different stuff on. So I've got a friend who knows like about some hydroponics. We're going to grow food with that, and just stay inside the big building. We'll be able to slowly, because everyone's going to flee the city, over time we'll be able to slowly loot all of Chicago for everything that we need.
You're going to stay in the city.
Yeah, we're just going to board that building up, because everyone's going to leave. It's not like anyone's going to come there. You know what I mean?
Dude, people are going to come in.
That's kind of my tactic,
guns.
You said what?
People are going to come in with guns and try to take your shit.
But they've got to get up to the floor. That's what you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, it's easy to hold up. The elevator's not going to be working, so it's going to be the stairs. So we've just got to be able to hold off the stairs for whoever's trying to invade. And you're thinking of like a 60-floor building? You know what I mean? You can booby trap the first 10 floors of that. And then just try to hold off, floor 12 or whatever. But every time they go up, you know what I mean? They just go up and up and up. So, I don't know.
Just gonna shit and piss down the elevator shaft.
But I think we'd be able to kind of hold that, at least for a while, you know what I mean? And it can hold a lot of people, too. So people we trust into the community can come inside there, help get shit going. That would be my
that combined with my theory, like if you had people, like if you trusted your neighbors, like your direct neighbors, to like partner with you, like I have 200 meters between me and the person in front of me. I don't have that far but between me and the person behind me, but like still, like getting through a horde or even just like 7 zombies, it's a tough thing, especially you're low on ammo, so you have to melee, and there's so many different factors that go into it. The apartment building provides an advantage because you got some high ground. You add a layer to what these zombies have to deal with in order to get to you, really. If we're dealing with some Walking Dead zombies, especially, if we're dealing with the 28 Days Later guys, I mean, all bets are off. It's basically a quiet place. Like, stay silent. Don't even talk on the walkie. Like you were saying, to me, of even just somebody speaking up about asking for rice at 6 p.m. when the zombies are hungry, you're screwed. If they've got any athletic ability and there's a horde, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, if they're
able that's where Nolan's point kind of comes in, right? Of just get away from people.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Well, I'm still thinking that even if they are like super advanced zombies like that, can like run and skill shit, like it's only a matter of time before they find you up there. And I just don't think that you can barricade a house as well as you could barricade a brick building. Like, they could just trample the house, you know what I mean?
And I think there's strength in numbers too. So forming an alliance is important. Getting a group of people. The thing that would be tough is, you establish leaders, right? And then leaders get overthrown, and it's just, you go back to primal societal forms, and that's a scary thing. I hope we never get there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely hope not. But that's, like I said, that's just a little tease for us talking about some zombies for you guys. So we will be, as early as this Sunday night, dropping a reaction to this upcoming episode for Last of Us. So tune in to see that. Let's finish her out with funny posts. Which one of you guys wants to go first?
I guess I can start off with mine since it's kind of related to sports. So in the Houston game, there was a video of Clayton. He walked up to one of the guys on Houston who had not taken the shot at the end of the game and like patted him on the back, consoled him, said good game or whatever. And Raider Ty on Twitter says, "Why do we always assume opposing players' coaches are consoling after heart-wrenching moments? Who's to say Clayton didn't walk over and whisper, 'Choked worse than your mom last night. Get fucked, LMAO.'"
Oh my god.
So I thought that was a pretty good one. Usually the players are pretty nice after the games, especially when they win, but that would be really funny just imagining the shit talking going on right after the fucking loss like that.
That's crazy.
That is hilarious.
I feel like that's some shit I would expect from like Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Wins the NBA championship and Giannis is crying on the floor. He's just like, "Fuck you, you Greek weirdo."
That's funny.
I feel like you'd hear Draymond say that shit mic'd up. Like after he won.
True. Remember he was fucking sitting on the sidelines
his big ass dentures like
somebody. Oh my god. Kyle, what you got for us?
All right, so I got a little bit of a lengthy one for you guys. So tune in.
Okay.
This is by @real_comfy_friend. So this is in relation to the 401k hits that we've all been experiencing and the stock hit that we've all been experiencing as a country in America here.
Yeah.
So it's directed at the boomers. Sorry, Dad. It's a letter to you guys. This is not directly to you, Dad, so don't get mad at me. Dear boomers, I heard your retirement funds have taken a bit of a hit. I would like to offer some advice. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Hard work pays off. Stop buying so much avocado toast and fancy lattes. Get an entry-level job to get your foot in the door. Walk into some stores and hand them your resume. Why don't you just live within your means and cut out the fancy stuff? Save every penny, put it in your savings account, and watch it grow. Quit wasting money on all those subscription services. Just walk into your boss's office and ask him for a raise. Pack a lunch. You don't need to eat out. Just ask my wife. Put $20 or Rihanna. Put $20 a week in a jar. You'll be surprised how fast it adds up. This one actually does work. I hope this helps. Sincerely yours. Each of the following each of the following generations that you've fucked over. So that's not for you, Dad, but it's just for your generation.
Hell yeah.
That's great.
Shout out. Fuck the boomers for all their complaining.
Oh my god. That's good. All the shitty advice has been passed down.
Yeah.
I've got two. My first one ties off of that directly, actually. At Cool Goofball. I appreciate the plane stopped crashing so the stock market could.
Nice.
Holy shit!
Yep. And then...
You should have prefaced me with that. I shouldn't have laughed that hard at that.
My last one is at Uncle Doomer. Pokemon battles are unrealistic because if somebody else's pet hurt my pet, I would immediately blow its head off with a gun. And that's it for late entry tonight. That's it from us, guys. Please leave us a like, a subscribe, leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought about the episode, what topics you want to see us cover moving forward. If you enjoyed Nolan having to take a shot of hot sauce.
Yeah, I'm going to be hitting the bathroom pretty soon.
That was catch up.
Hell
We'll have
no.
to see the real one next week. I'm just kidding.
If that was catch up, we're fighting.
Oh, I'm pissed.
Definitely not.
All right, yeah, we'll be back with you guys another episode later this week, and then Last of Us recap coming Sunday night. So thank you all for tuning in. Peace.